Good morning, me brother fans. It is Thursday, September 21st, day 51, I believe. And we are ready for tonight's eviction. The day has arrived. Yay, thank you. Double eviction. Most of you have been through this before. For those of you that haven't, it will be a bang, bang, bang. Lots of commercials, lots of commercial breaks. They'll go from one thing to the next. We'll get a eviction. They'll first of all, the show will start. They'll give us some kind of a little teaser recap to show that the house guests have been going on in the house or something, because they started to show stuff last night that got the house guests on edge. And then they'll call them to the living room, or they'll be in the living room, I suppose, already. But they'll announce that it's a double. They will evict, or they'll just say it's time to vote. I'm not sure. I can't remember. You'd think after 20-some years I'd remember how these things run, but we only do them, once or twice a year, and I don't ever bother to look them back up again. So they'll do the vote. They will evict Cameron, because Cameron will be evicted. Then they will immediately start another week compressed into an entire showtime. So we'll have our head of household competition, nominations, power veto competition, power veto ceremony, and a second eviction. Now, this is where it gets complicated, because that will reduce the house to 9 house guests and should start the jury, unless it doesn't, because the house guests have been speculating that there might be more than just a double eviction, if there is even a double eviction. Their clues put them on edge last night to think that what could it be, and so they've run all the range from that the house guests, previous evicted house guests, have been battling the whole time, and one of them is waiting to battle against one of the that there would only be one eviction tonight, and one of them would battle against them to come back into the house. Right? There's also a speculation that. There's just multiple speculations. Let's leave it at that. So, and I'm going to lean towards it's not going to be a regular standard kind of a thing, double eviction. There's a scary verse thing. There is also no show next Wednesday. So how are they going to navigate that? I don't know. We're going to only have one show between now and the next eviction, and only a 1-hour show. So I'm not sure how they're going to navigate that. I'm not sure what they're going to do. And the math is starting to make me wonder. And here is my speculation. Let's say that even though it's a double eviction tonight, that somehow only one house guest really leaves. Then we're down to 10 house guests, right? What if they then split the house to 5 and 5? And I have no information that there's going to be a house split. Okay, let's be clear on that. I am totally speculating on my own here, and so I could be completely wrong. But they did it last year, right? 5 and 5, or was it 4 and 4? Again, it would be good to look these things up, Mike. But we need an even house. If they split the house, I don't think they will. Yeah, the problem with splitting the house, first of all, being a double. The backyard is full right now with set up for multiple competitions. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do a split house. I'm just trying to think of how they're going to navigate the fact, and doing a split house would involve a lot more things to tell. Yeah, too much is going on. I can't see it being a double, so we're just going to forget about that maybe. Unless it happens, then I'll say, well, at least I thought about it. Point is, there's stuff going on this week. Julie intimated it was going to be a scary verse week. It's going to be a terrifying week for the house guests. A scary verse week in one night. The house guests are speculating on the clues that they got right before they had their halfway party last night, and before the halfway party, the feeds went down for at least once or twice, and they got the clues. It was basically to sound like a word scramble or missing letters in words, and one of the multiple people speculated different things. Cameron was talking about, Corey was talking about, he thought it was BB Zombies and that somebody was going to come back, kind of a thing. So Corey is of the opinion that there's somebody waiting out there to battle against Cameron when he's evicted, and that one of them will come back. That's what he's thinking. Now, we know that's not the case, right? But there's something going on for sure. I think it's more than just a double. I think there's more. There's a twist to that, to more than just a double, and we'll have to see how that plays out tonight, and see how it all works out. That's where I'm at. Yes, Cameron is going for sure. Alliance-wise, what else is going on in the house? Blue did do some cam talking last night, and she never brought up Suri being Suri being Jared's mom. She talked to the cameras about her situation, since her relationship with Jared is legit. However, she is separating the relationship from the game, and she is totally working on her own game, and kind of using Jared as best she can to advance herself in the game, kind of using him as a shield, seeing that she can use him to get rid of some of her allies. Like she could get, like he could take care of getting rid of either Jag, maybe Matt. I don't know. I don't remember if she had Matt's name, but she implied, Jared can do the dirty work and I can be behind him. So I can take advantage of that until he's no longer around. Or he can just go out, kind of a thing. So she sees that as kind of a secure to get her further in the game, which there's no doubt about it. That is kind of true, that as long as she's got Jag in front of her, the odds of her being collateral damage are pretty slim when she's also aligned with the other side of the house. But I think Corey and America see that. They talked about that Blue said she wouldn't nominate Suri and Jared. So that's a problem for them in some ways. They realize that's the case. So they see that she's taking advantage of that situation. In the end, Blue hasn't done much. She's willing. She's gonna that kind of gameplay will. Hey, there's 4 turkeys. There's a squirrel moment. I'll talk about that in a second. So it's a legitimate style of play, but I haven't seen Blue do anything that makes me think that she's a strong competitor. So I don't know how much that's going to get her a win. Right? It's going to get her far in the game, but is it going to get her a win? I don't think so. I don't know who's going to win, though, yet. I really don't. I don't think Suri's going to make it to the end, is what my strong sense is telling me. And I don't think Jared can win. But these are all my thoughts, and again, I could be eating my words in a week. So what else? So yeah, Corey, they had their halfway party. They had pizza, they had cake. Much to Dingo, aka Hamster Watch, disappointment. The cake was hidden from our view for almost all of the night. She likes to collect pictures of the cakes from all the different years, and they didn't show it until right when I had already said goodnight, but I still had the feeds on in the background, and I saw the clip, and she saw it too. They showed a wide shot, and the cake was completely dismantled. So they do a cake. In recent years, they've done a cake that has pictures of everyone. It's like a memory wall kind of a picture. And they eat all the different, there's her faces on it and stuff. A lot of times the cake just has a few pieces missing, and she gets a good shot. They show us a good angled shot of the cake. This year we got a very wide shot of the cake, and it was in pieces, and it was scattered off the table, so there was no way to get a good shot. But she was disappointed that they hadn't seen it at all. But we did see it right at the end of the night, or the end of the night for me and for her. So there's a random thought for sure. Anything else? Let me think. Anything else? Cameron, he knows he's going, and he is going. At least he's getting evicted. He's getting voted out first tonight. How's that? Will he be back? I don't know. Everybody else, Matt's had a somewhat, in my opinion, low profile last couple of days. So is Nicole, aka Mimi, Jag, Corey. Those are the ones we've been seeing a lot of. Jag, Corey, America, Felicia and Mimi have been talking. But the ones that we haven't seen a whole lot of him, I don't know. I'm just looking at my cast mates, my cast pictures. And my cast picture doesn't have Suri on it. So I'm always like forgetting Suri when I go counting things, and that's where I was doing the math this morning. I'm like, okay, if they evict, can they stay at 10? Is 10 a possibility, and could that split the house? It's a possibility. Will they split the house? I think I've talked myself out of that as an option. Anything else I can think of? I do not. No, I can't come up with anything else right now. So I will talk about turkeys. So as I was just driving in right now, this car is not moving. We're going to go. Sorry, I was at a 5-way intersection. And it's one of those, who's going? I'm not going, you're going. And I finally decided to go. So I was driving in, as I do every day. And I have about a 35-mile drive every day. And so, some of it's through the country on 2-lane roads. And as I was driving just now, there was 4 turkeys a little bit off the side of the road. I see all kinds of animals. I see deer. I've seen pheasant, raccoons. I've seen lots of cows, but those aren't wild animals. I've seen cranes. You see just lots of wildlife. I hadn't seen turkeys for a while. And so to see 4 turkeys just sitting there, I stopped my car one day, a couple weeks ago, I took that picture of the bald eagle. Yeah. So I saw a bald eagle. It's kind of cool, but there was 4 wild turkeys on the side of the road here just now. That's what caught my eye. And it is in the exact same place where a pheasant ran in front of the camera several years ago. And I just can remember it's one of those squirrel moments for me. It was like, oh yeah, there's a squirrel. I see crop dusters sometimes. So today, it was 4 turkeys, and there was a temptation on my part to stop my car, turn around, drive back, and get a picture. But I didn't. I'm on my way to get my tail into work, and so that's what we're doing. All right, anything else? Am I done? I think I'm done. We're gonna call this one a day, and we're gonna talk to you guys tomorrow after the double eviction night and whatever else happens. And we'll see what's going on. It should be interesting. I'm suspecting that we're going to have some long outages this week. I just think that maybe we're going to, but we just don't know. I just have no way of knowing. I don't know. But I'm okay with it. This season has been really good so far. For all my not being happy about Suri coming back, It has been all right. Oh, we'll touch on one more thing, non-Big Brother related. So there's my Big Brother talk. Thank you for listening. Those of you that don't like to hear me talk about anything but Big Brother and turkeys, you can go now. Those of you that want to stay around for a second, I will talk to you very briefly about the show, The Traitors. It's become a thing. It was just a kind of a. There was 3, well, there could have been more than this, but I think there was really only the original run there was an Australian version, a UK version, and a US version. And it is a show that is kind of Big Brother, Survivor, whatever. It's a murder thing where people get murdered and they also name the people, and if they're wrong, they get banished. They still get banished anyways, but I've talked about it. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If not, well, you've missed a good show. I think it's a good show, although its biggest weakness to me is the fact that they do competitions to get money, and that just seems like a silly thing to me because they are all invested in getting the money, the traders as well as the non-traders that they call the faithful. And so it's kind of like, I don't know. The only thing that happens is sometimes there's interactions during those competitions that expose who the traders might be or who the faithful, but that's neither of it. It's a good show. I like it, and I recommend it. And I have my most recent post, which was actually from December of last year on BigBrotherGossip.com, is about the show The Traitors, with links on how to watch a couple of different seasons, the UK and the Australian version. Now, I was told on Twitter last night by Ant-Man Anthony, one of my longtime Twitter folks, that all 3 first seasons, I think Australia, UK, and America first seasons are all on Peacock. So if you have the Peacock app, network, whatever you want to call it, you can watch all 3. I have provided, as I said, links on my Big Brother Gossip show to ways to watch the Australia and UK version, other ways than Peacock. I'm saying if you want to watch the US version, you should subscribe to Peacock, right? Because I'm in the US, so I'm trying to be at least a little bit good. Plus, the UK and Australia versions weren't available on Peacock originally. So now, the new Australian Season 2 is out already. I am also in the middle of watching that. No spoilers. And I noticed that, I know that they've been talking about the US version. Season 2 is coming out. And there's a UK version. There's a Canadian version. There is then when I went and looked on the TV database website, I saw that there's also a Belgium version, France version, Greece version, Portugal version, I think a Spanish version too, or maybe there's a lot of other versions that have cropped up. They're all season 1s, okay? The Canada's a season 1 that's starting in October, and then the only season 2s so far are the UK, the Australia, and the British, and they're coming out in the same kind of range that they were. I don't know when the US is supposed to start, but the Australian is done, and the Australian is done, and the UK I think starts in December or so. So I'm not sure when the US does, but the versions, the UK and the US version are both filmed at the same location. The Australian's filmed at its own, and it looks to me like most of the other ones are filmed in their respective countries. Did I mention New Zealand? There's a New Zealand one that's out too that I haven't watched. So I want to watch that one too, and I've got those. That is on both the Australian version and the New Zealand version are on the SH, the South Hemi video network that I've talked about in the past. Again, you can check I did make a brief update on BigBrotherGossip.com that told you kind of how you can watch some of those. So there we go. There's my little spiel about the Traitors. It's a good show, easy watching, one you can bang out pretty quickly, and that's it. Yeah, that's what I got. And so we're going to move on now and tell you guys goodbye, and have a good rest of your day, your Thursday. Don't forget to watch tonight's show. It's usually a good one. A lot of times the second evictee is a surprise, a shock. So we'll have to see if that happens tonight, and see what happens after that second eviction. We should all tune in for that. And with that, I'm going to sign off. And then I think I'm going to go write a post to my patrons and talk to them. So there we go. All right, folks, we'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye-bye.